Thanks for joining, ladies, and good morning. I hope this time, let me know what you guys think of this time, if that is better for a weekday or not. Just playing around a little bit with the timings. We are going to start it. It's a power class, of course, or hopefully I'm going to make you sweat a little bit. I'll do my best. We're going to start in a Virasana position, though, which is literally onto your, I'm just going to turn this
off. Playlist or not?
Onto your shins and knees, and please make sure you go on mute.
Oh, yeah.
So you may want to take a pillow if that is comfortable for you, to sit yourself up a little higher. So you would slide the pillow in between the legs and sit on top of it, shins down, feet flat if possible. So the higher you elevate your hips, the easier it will be onto the ankles and the shins, because we'll be here for a minute or so. Just start to settle in there. Bring the hands onto your thighs, palms facing up, and lengthening through the spine. And then close your eyes. Slowly start to focus on your breath. Counting your own inhales and counting your own exhales. And then see if you can maybe add just one count to both. And very softly slowing your breath down. Relaxing into your shoulders, your hips. Your jaw. Your eyeballs. And just noticing here how you feel this morning or afternoon. How does your body feel? And what is going on in your mind? And for today's practice, I really invite you to just feel whatever you need to feel. To be whoever you want to be today on your mat. If that's happy, be happy and jump around a little harder than you normally do. Or bring in some extra funky movements if you feel like it. If you're feeling maybe a little heavier or sad, then take it a little slower. Make your movements slow. So whatever you feel today, let that be there. And modify your practice the way that feels good for you. So feel free to take a last moment here to set yourself a little intention around that, whatever it means to you. And take a super deep breath in through your nose. And a deep sigh through the mouth. letting it go, and allowing that intention to flow into your space and guide you through your practice today. Gently starting to open up the eyes, coming back here, and then lifting the hips up gently so you can take the pillow away if you have it. Bring it to the sides, and then bring the knees together, coming again into that Vinyasa position. Taking a deep breath in to bring both arms up high to sky. And then interlocking the fingers, shooting your index fingers up like a pistol. And then start to make circles, really hanging into the sides of the body, drawing a circle on the ceiling with your fingertips. Trying to open into the ribs, the chest, the shoulders. Finding some space there. And taking the other direction. And slowly let your hands go. And straight away interlock the hands behind your head. Lifting the chest, bringing the elbows backwards. Creating a nice arch into your lower back and looking up towards the sky. Just a small back bend here. And a bit of a heart opener. So breathe into that chest. See if you can relax your shoulders a little bit more. Taking another deep breath in. And with your exhale, we'll go the opposite way. So rounding the spine, elbows together, and just allowing the weight of your hands to really gently pull your head down. Feeling a good stretch in the back of the spine, all the way towards the forehead. And then slowly release your hands and rise up again. Then sitting down on either side of your heels so you can swing your legs forwards. Come into the middle of your mat and you're going to plant your hands just behind your back with the fingers facing forwards, and you want to make sure that they're a little wider. So your pinky finger is, let's say, on the edge of your mat. Then bend the knees and plant your feet about hip-width apart. Taking a deep breath in, you're going to press firmly into palms and feet to lift the hips up. Reverse tabletop here. You're going to squeeze the glutes in really, really hard. You lift your hips up as high as you can. And you try to engage your inner thighs. Opening the heart by bringing the shoulder blades down again. And if you feel comfortable, you can release your head. If not, just keep the chin tucked. That's all right. Lifting the hips a little higher, deep breath in. And then with your exhale, super slowly, bring the hips down, but hover them and slide them through your hands. Maybe they just touch the mat, but see if you can keep them off the mat. Then inhale, we slide back up to reverse tabletop. Keep pressing into your hands. Exhale to lower and slide them all the way back. Lift them up, press the floor away. One more time, inhale, lift up, and exhale, slowly down, shoot them back. Hovering here for another breath in, and release the hips down. Good. Crossing your knees, bring the hands in front of you, rolling over them, coming into a tabletop position here. Tucking your toes under. Spreading your fingers really nice and wide. Hands directly underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. I want to take let's say a power or firing variation onto a cat and cow. So instead of a slow ripple through the spine, I'm going to do it with a breath, a very fiery breath. So you take an inhale, exhale. So very short, very sharp breath. Keep it going. Close your eyes for a moment. Keep it up. Finding your pace. Very sharp. Breath in, breath out. 5 more. And then slowly come back to the center. Feel free to take a bit of a roll through the spine. A nice and soft one. Keeping your eyes closed if you can for a moment or so. Just to feel that fire in the body build up. And then come back to center. And with those toes tucked, taking a deep breath in through the nose. With an exhale, press the floor away with your hands, lift the knees, hips up high, downward facing dog. And bring in any movement you want to bring in. Pedaling out the heels, bending the knees, whatever feels good for you here. Creating some space in the body. And then finding stillness in your downward facing dog. So keep pushing the floor away from you with your hands, especially the thumb and index finger L shape. Gently bring the head closer towards the toes, belly closer to thighs, and heels deep into the earth. And if they can't reach the floor, that's fine. Bend your knees a little bit, shooting the hips up higher, creating this long back. And then take a breath in to lift your heels and drop your heels over to your right side. So both feet come onto the floor, your upper body doesn't really change. And then you start pressing again, the head towards the toes. There's a bit more pressure onto that right hand. And you really feel a good stretch in the left side of your body. Taking another breath in. And with an exhale, come back to center. Downward dog. Other side, inhale, lift heels. Drop the heels towards your left. Full foot comes down. And then press the belly again towards the thigh. Head through the shoulders. A bit more pressure in the left hand this time. And breathe into the right side of your body. Inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Straight away, inhale to lift heels, ripple forwards into a high plank. Hovering here for a moment, setting your body up, creating the heat, rounding into the shoulder blades by pushing the floor away, engaging the muscles in your legs, press the heels backwards, squeezing the glutes in, and then squeeze your hips a little closer towards your ribs. Really, really strong position here. Take a deep breath in. With an exhale, you have an option. You can bring your knees down, or if you want to go for a full push-up with me, lower down slowly. Bring the elbows in towards the body. Hover here for a moment. Deep breath in. And release the body down. Untucking your toes. And then bring the hands behind your back. Interlock your fingers. We're going for locust pose. You're going to keep your neck long by looking down towards the floor. Your big toes are together. Then starting to lift the chest up. That's step number 1. Step number 2, lifting the wrists away from your buttocks. And step number 3, if you want to take it, lift the feet off the floor, keeping the big toes together. Coming up a little higher in every direction. Breathing through the belly. Every muscle in the body engaged. Taking a last breath in. And slowly release. Hands come underneath your shoulders. And you gently press back up through the knees. Engaging your core, tucking your toes, and then coming to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in there. Or make that 3 actually. Keeping the pressure on the hands and the feet. And with your next inhale, lifting the heels, looking in between the hands, stepping or floating. If you want to jump, come all the way forwards. However you feel. Planting feet about hip width apart here. Slight bend into the knees. Option to either grab the opposite elbows or interlock the fingers behind the back and extend. Up to you. If you choose that extend variation, make sure there is a bit of a bend into the elbows. And just hanging here. Maybe a simple sway from side to side. Deep inhale through your nose. With your exhale, let your arms go. Inhale, come into a halfway lift, a flat back. Lengthening through the spine, pull the navel in, active pull. Option fingertips on floor or hands and shins. Your neck is long. Take another inhale. Exhale to fold. Twice more. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, flat back. This time, with your exhale, extend your arms forwards. You're taking that flat back a little longer with the arms just next towards the ears. You start to feel that engagement into your glutes, your bum, the belly. Your core needs to be really engaged to support the back. Keep it up. Bring the arms a little higher if you can. Take another inhale. And then slowly release, fold forward. Deep breath in. And then start to roll up, vertebra by vertebra. Keeping the arms heavy for a moment, shake it out a little bit. And then bringing the arms up high to sky. Inhale to lengthen up. Look up towards the palms. Press the palms firmly together. With your exhale, bend knees, fold forwards, long back. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. Plunge your hands, step back, high plank again. Hovering here for a moment. Take a deep breath in. With your exhale, either your knees go down towards the floor first, or you stay here with a full chaturanga down, keeping the elbows in towards the body. Nice and slowly, releasing it. Untucking toes. Inhale for a baby cobra, lifting the chest up. Neck is long, elbows are in, and the strength comes from the upper back. One more breath in. Exhale to lower. Inhale, come up again, cobra, maybe a little higher. Exhale to lower. One last one, inhale to rise. And you may extend the elbows out fully. See how far you can get. No need to push it down. And then just maybe give your hips a bit of a wiggle here. Gently side to side. Lifting the heart forwards, take a breath in. And exhale, release it down. And tucking the toes under. Pressing yourself back up through the knees, engaging your core, downward facing dog. Two breaths here. Take an inhale to lift your heels, look in between the hands, step or float forward. Up to you. Coming halfway lift, flat back, lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise up all the way standing. Look up towards the sky. Exhale, we dive it down straight away, another round. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Plant hand, step or jump back. Straight away into chaturanga if you jump. Inhale for cobra, maybe an up dog. Lifting the chest forwards. And then exhale to use your core to pull you back. Downward dog. Use the breath to go deeper, nose down low. Exhales to create space. Inhale to lift heels, look in between hands, step or jump. Forwards. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale to bend knees and rise up. Press the palms together actively, little back bend maybe. And let's dive it down and forwards again. Slowly with your breath, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, one hands and flow your own way. Maybe jumping, maybe not. Choose what feels good and bring in whatever you want to bring in. Breathe. Shoot your hips up a little higher. Bring the belly a little closer towards the thighs, heels a little closer towards your mat. And then inhale to lift the heels, look in between hands, step or float forwards. Halfway lift, left back inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. Press palms together, little back bend. Exhale, hands to heart this time. Big toes together, straight away. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale to melt low into your hips. Squeezing the big toes, the knees, the inner thighs, everything together. Get your glutes engaged. Arms can be either next towards the ears or onto your hips for a moment. And think about tucking the tailbone here, just gently. Pulling the belly in. And then sink a little deeper into your hips if you can. Take a breath in. Exhale, hands to heart into prayer. Crossing left elbow over right knee, twist. So in this twist, you always want to make sure that your knees stay in one line. Don't allow the left knee to pop forwards. Looking over the right shoulder. Pull the belly in. Maybe you open up your arms. Another variation. Keep twisting. One last breath. And then bring the hands back towards together, sorry. Keeping the twist, bring your gaze down towards the floor. You're going to bring the weight onto the right foot, lifting the left foot an inch off your mat. Deep inhale, and then slowly with control, shoot the left foot back. Twisted lunge. Give it a go. And yes, it asks for a little balance. Don't worry if you fall out. Just make your way back in. Keep the twist. Look over that right shoulder. The back leg is really strong. Deep inhale. Exhale. And then inhale super slowly to keep the balance, rising up, letting go of the twist, arms up. Exhale to melt. High lunge. So your back leg. Stay strong. Press the heel backwards. And think about gently scooping that tailbone and then melting a little lower. Ribs are in. Deep breath in. And with the exhale, drop your left heel in, warrior two. Just warming the body up a little bit. Some basic poses. Drawing the chest open from the left side. Finding the alignment in your heels. And squeezing that right glute. Deep breath in. And with your exhale, gently wiggle your hands down towards the floor. Step the right foot back. Option for down dog or Vinyasa. Inhale to lift your heels, look in between your hands, step or float. Top of mats. Halfway lift left back. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise up all the way. Press the palms together, a little back bend. Exhale, hands to heart. Other side, there we go. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, sink low. Tuck tailbone, squeeze glutes, inner thighs engaged. Lift the heart open. Option for hands and heart already. Take a deep breath in. And then hands to heart. Twisting towards your left. Crossing the right elbow over the left knee. And again, check those knees. You want to have them in one line. I'm going to come check you all. Some people are lucky today. I can't see your knees. One last breath. Maybe opening the arms up if you want. Twisting a little bit more. And then bring your hands back together, keeping the twist. Weight goes onto your left foot. Right foot lifts up just an inch. And then start to shift it back. Keep looking towards the floor for that balance. Keep a twist. Back leg strong and look over your left shoulder again, if you can. And then slowly with control, starting to rise up. Inhale. Exhale to melt. Think about scooping the tailbone, the ribs and the navel are really engaged and in. One last breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, warrior two. Find the alignment of your left heel with the crease of the back foot. Opening the left knee out. Creating some space slowly into your hips. Go a little deeper if you can. Arms are super strong, your core is engaged. Deep inhale. And with the exhale, gently windmill, hands down. Lifting up the left leg and flowing your vinyasa. Or taking that little pause in between. And see where you can find that extra space already here in that down dog after just a few movements. Now lifting the heels, inhale, look in between the hands, step or float. Double mat. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. There we go again. Inhale, rise. Exhale, dive it down. Move with your own breath. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, vinyasa. And building up some more heat, lifting your right leg high to sky. Inhale. Pressing left heel into earth, squaring your hips. Strong core. Take another breath in. Lift the leg higher. With your exhale, ripple forwards, knee to nose. Tiger curl. Really pulling the knee up and in towards the chest. Inhale, come back into your one-legged dog. Exhale, knee towards the right elbow. Maybe tricep. Use your core. Inhale, lift it back up high, don't let it sink. Exhale, knee to left elbow or tricep, twist. Inhale, right leg high. And with your exhale, back towards the nose, stepping it all the way forwards in between your hands. Then slowly rising up, high lunge. Exhale to melt. Now optional here this time, to lift the right heel off the mat. So your front heel rises up. You're going a little bit deeper into your lunge. And then sliding the arms forwards and behind you. Upper body is like 45 degrees. Belly is away from your thigh and in. Lifting the chest. Shoulders back. Feel that right glute. That right leg starting to burn. Wake it up. Deep inhale. And then slowly drop the right heel. Inhale to open up. Warrior two again. Going a little bit deeper. This time if you can. Always trying to find that extra space into the body. Second round. And you may lift the right heel here as well, if you want. Just make sure that the knee is not popping in. You keep opening it up towards the right. And then bring the heel back down again. Inhale to flip the palm reverse. Keeping the right knee deeply bent, legs are super strong. And try to scoop the hips underneath. Really opening out the hips. And then breathe and lean into the side body. Deep inhale. With your exhale, extending the right leg. Let it go. And then starting to shift the right arm all the way forwards. And then down inside of the right leg. Trikonasana. So that right hand either comes into your shin, maybe on the inside of the foot down, or maybe even a little bit higher, wherever feels good for you. You want to draw your right hip under the body and open up fully. Lengthening through the left fingertips. This pose is really good to fire up your core. The strength really coming from your Manipura chakra, as we call it, the solar plexus, just above the navel. Take another inhale, deep exhale, and then one more time reverse. Inhale, so bend the right knee, lean back, open up a bit more. With your exhale, side angle, either variation, maybe elbow, maybe hand comes down, maybe overhead, maybe bind, whatever space you have today. If you take that bind, lift your heart, look up, open the left shoulder. Taking one more deep breath in, and then letting go of your hands. If you were in your bind, frame your front foot, lift the back heel off, but step your left foot a good step forwards now, going for pyramid. So in pyramid, your feet are on train tracks as if you're on skis, sort of. Both heels are down, and you try to extend, straighten both legs. If that's impossible, then bring the hands just onto the shin or even onto the thigh, or use a block in between the legs if you have one. And take a deep breath in wherever you are, and then drop the head forwards and fold with the exhale. So trying to shoot your right hip backwards, squaring the hips. Left hip forwards, right hip backwards, and keep extending both of your legs. Pressing both heels into your mat. Take a last breath in. And then keep your left hand down into the mat, either flat or maybe fingertips or a block or a pillow, whatever you have. And then twist open towards your right side with the right hand. Maybe the hand comes onto the hip if that makes life a little easier. But you try to twist the heart space open towards your right. Pulling the belly in strong. And keep trying to square those hips. Right hip backwards, left hip forwards. Legs stay straight as much as possible. Press into your feet. Take a deep breath in. We're going to play around with some balancing poses here. So from here, the left hand comes slightly further forwards in front of the foot. You start maybe to lift the back leg up. This is just an option, by the way. Keep the left foot flexed and then keep twisting, reversed half moon. Your back leg stays straight if you can, and keep drawing the shoulder open. And if you want to challenge yourself even more, take your left hand off the floor. Deep inhale. And then with your exhale, as slow as you can go, with or without hand on the floor, doesn't matter. Trying to draw your left knee in towards the chest and rise up to standing. Yes, you feel that in your standing leg. Don't worry, I do too. Now from here, tree pose. So drawing the left foot on the inside of your right thigh. Optional to get the hands into your heart space, or you may rise them all the way up. Find that balance. And in tree, it's always super important to really press the foot into the thigh actively for more balance. Option is to bring the foot here as well, if it's too hard up into it. So. Take a last breath in. And now one more balancing pose. Bring the hands towards the hips. Right hand comes really onto the hip. Your left peace fingers are going to grab a hold of your big left toe. And then you slowly start to extend your left leg out and forwards if you can. It's all right if it doesn't fully straighten. Just keep it a little bit bent. But if you can, extend it fully. And then mainly try to lift the heart, lengthen through the spine. It's not about a straight leg, it's about a straight spine. You can challenge yourself even further by opening the leg out wide. And then maybe bring the arm towards the side as well. Yes, feel free to shake it out a little bit if you need to. One last breath in. And then slowly bring it back to center. And gently start to shift that foot all the way backwards. Reverse your warrior. Inhale. And now with the exhale, this is supposedly the good part. Bringing the right hand down towards your mat. Left hand onto a hip. Half moon pose the normal way. That should come a lot easier. So you want to draw the chest open towards the left. That upper leg lifts as high as possible, flexing left toes towards the left. Draw the shoulder open, maybe extend the arm up. And then again, option to take balancing poses, taking right hand off the floor. Any variation. Deep breath in. Slowly drop the back foot down. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, hands down to earth. Vinyasa, or downward facing dog. Taking a few good breaths in your down dog. Slow your heart rate down. And give it a good sigh if you want. So deep breath through your nose. And an exhale. And then getting yourself ready for the other side. So lifting your left leg high up to sky. Press right heel down. Square your hips. Take another inhale. Lift the leg even higher. With the exhale, knee to nose. Tiger curl, rounding the shoulder blades. Inhale high. Exhale, knee left elbow or tricep. Inhale high, use that core. Exhale, right elbow. Inhale high. Exhale, knee to nose. And step it forwards in between your hands. Planting the feet down firmly so you can come up all the way through your high lunge, rising up. Inhale. Exhale to melt. Now option here again to lift that left heel off the mat and then go a little deeper. That should create more space into your hips, but keep pulling the navel in and the ribs. And then slowly shoot the arms forwards and behind you. Keeping the heart lifted, neck and back long. Lower belly is engaged. Squeeze that left glute. And then slowly drop left heel down, drop right heel and open up, warrior two. Finding that space, alignment into the heels, opening up more. And maybe lifting that heel too. Shoulders stacked on top of hips. Dropping the heel, inhale to flip the palm, reverse, lean into it, nicely back. Deeper bend into the left knee if you can. Everyone, a little bit more, yeah. And open up that knee towards your left, please. Deep inhale. With the exhale, extending the left leg slowly, taking the pressure off. And leaning all the way forwards, reaching, 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 and I'm bringing down Trikonasana. Both legs are straight here. Front leg is straight too. And drawing your left hip underneath. And see where your hand wants to be. It's not about how deep you go. It's about straightening both legs. And I'm really trying to get the body in between two walls, sort of. Look up towards the sky if you can. Engaging your inner thighs, pulling those inner thighs up towards the pelvic floor. Deep breath in, reverse. Again. Now with your exhale, side angle. Try to take that same variation as you did on the other side. If you took your bind, grab that bind again. Now with the bind, it's always very easy to fold forwards, but you want to try to draw that right shoulder open, lifting the chest, the heart up towards the sky. Bending deeper into your left knee. And then slowly letting go. Inhale, reverse one more time. With your exhale, hands down to earth. Lift the right heel off the mat. Step it forwards, a good step. Pyramid. So finding the alignment, finding your skis or your train tracks, whatever makes the most sense for you. Drawing your left hip back, right hip forwards, extending the legs. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale to fold all the way. Again, if your hands need to be on the shin or even on the thigh, that's fine. You try to get the strength all the way from the legs, hips squared, legs straight. Few breaths in there. Keeping the legs engaged. And then you may take that twisted variation. The right hand stays down, and that can happen on the shin as well, where you twist open. Again, focusing on squaring those hips. There's a lot of strength in the core here, because the core will help you twist more. And see if you can stack your left shoulder on top of the right. And then you may take another more challenging variation if you want to, maybe beginning hand on hip. Right hand takes one step forwards. To begin, lifting the back leg off. And then twisting again. Maybe arm goes up. You may take that balancing variation if you like. Last breath in. And then slowly start to come all the way up to standing. Whew. Straight away into your tree pose. Taking the right ankle, pressing the foot either up into your thigh or maybe into the lower shin. It's up to you. Play around, whatever feels good. But pressing firmly together. Find your balance first. Scoop the tailbone under, lengthen through the back body. And then maybe arms rise up. Other options, just hands into your heart. Trying to open the knee further out towards the right. And soften into your shoulders. Put a bit of a smile on your face here. Relax, take a breath. This is quite easy compared to that reverse half moon. So let's make it a little bit more difficult. Okay, hands come down, left hand onto hip, right index finger and middle finger go towards your big toe. And taking a deep breath in to start to rise up and lengthen through the back body first. And from there you start to shoot the right leg out, pressing the big toe into your fingers. Again, it doesn't matter if that leg is fully straight. It really doesn't. And if you want, you can open a leg out. Maybe take the hand. And it's fine if that leg does this. It is about the balance. If you fall, just try again. Take a deep breath in. And slowly come back towards the center. Letting that foot go and start to step that foot all the way behind you. Reverse your warrior. Inhale. And with your exhale, that normal half moon, so left hand comes down towards the floor, just in front of the left foot, lifting back leg up and open. Trying to twist the torso. And if you need to keep two hands onto the ground, that's fine. But if you have that right hand off, twist the torso towards the right. You may take any other variation. Maybe a hand onto your heart. Just one more inhale. And then slowly step right foot behind you again. Reverse. And exhale. Hands down to your mat. Vinyasa. From here, bring your knees down towards the mat. Wide like a child's pose, big toes together, sink the hips. And rest. Allowing the forehead to relax into the floor. A few deep breaths, slowing your heart rate down. And come back to your intention here for a moment. How did you feel just before you started your practice? And have you been able to just stay close to your own emotions today? Whether they were happy and positive or maybe not so much. Because everything is fine. Just be whatever you want to be today. Taking one last breath. And with an exhale, you slowly start to press up back through the palms of the hands, walking the hands up towards the body, but you keep your knees out wide, like this. Your big toes are still together in the back. We're going to flow through our camel here, dancing camel even. So with your next inhale, you're going to lift the hips away from the heels, swing your left arm overhead, and with your right hand, you reach back towards your ankle, squeezing the glutes in, and opening the front side of the hips wherever you can, leaning back just a little bit. Your core is engaged to protect the lower back. And then with an exhale, you slowly soften back down, rounding the spine, arms in the middle, a bit of a circle before you swing it open to the outside. Inhale. Expand, press hips forwards. Open heart. Exhale, sit it down. Circle. Inhale to open. Exhale to sit it back. Notice how this feels into your lower back. We're really using the belly to support that lower back. Let's take a last round on both sides. And it's one of my favorite moves, to be honest, in yoga. Creates such a good opening into the front side of the hips. And then come back to center. Bring the knees together. I'm going to go for a full camel. So begin by tucking your toes. Knees are hip width apart. And from there, you're just going to come onto the knees. Starting to squeeze your glutes in, engaging the quads. And the hips are going to stay stacked on top of the knees. So we're not going to lean back in any way. It's either further forward, so the movement is as if we're pushing the hips forwards. Now hands come onto the lower back for support, fingers down. You start to lift the heart and look up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. And then just little by little, you may start to lean back with the shoulders and then pressing the hips further forwards. Hips forward, shoulders back. Every breath. Hips forwards, shoulders back. Until you feel like this is my edge, this is enough. And feel free to release your head backwards if that feels comfortable. I find it slightly hard to talk when I do that, so I won't. And then you have another option to maybe release the hands towards your ankles. If you have that space, and if you can keep the hips pressing forwards. Breathe into your heart space. Open the chest. But keep the belly engaged. And any sharp sensation in the lower back is a sign for you to gently back off. One last breath. And then tuck the chin first if you had your head back. Slowly bring the hands back on towards the lower back. And come out the same way you came in. Untuck the toes and sit back onto your heels. Release the hands. Just taking a moment here for your spine to realign. Just noticing any sensations into the lower back. And then counter pose. So just come into a normal child's pose here. Forehead down, and you may bring the arms shooting backwards this time instead. Again, focus on your lower back and whatever is happening there right now. And bring the hands back underneath your shoulders. Gently press up through the hands. Walk them forwards a little bit. Tuck your toes, come into downward dog. And then take a deep breath in. Lift your right leg high up towards the sky. With your exhale, bend the knee and open up your hip. So both hands stay down. You try to open the knee towards the right. The heel is close towards your bum. Now, option to stay here, or feel free to go into your wild thing. If you've never done that before, you probably want to have a good watch first, because it's a tough one. You're going to lift the left heel off the mat. Move your body forwards into a one-legged plank, let's say. And then you're going to pivot onto the left foot, dropping the right foot behind you. And when that foot lands, releasing the right hand off, lifting the hips up. Wild thing. So your left arm needs to be super strong. This is an optional only. So you can stay into that hip opening position in your down dog. Take another breath in. And then slowly release your right hand down. Extend the right leg wherever you are. And then gently bring the right shin forwards for pigeon. So the right knee is in front of the right wrist. Right ankle is in front of the left wrist. About 45 degrees probably works for most of us. Walking your back foot out. If there is a lot of space between that hip and the floor, take a pillow underneath. And then squaring the hips here. Taking a moment to settle in. And then you come onto your forearms maybe if you have that in your practice. Feel free, if that feels nice as well, to come all the way down to your chest. It can be really comfortable to bring a pillow here underneath the belly and the chest as well, to just relax onto it. And breathing into your hip. Take a last breath in. And then gently come back up onto your hands. Tucking your back toe under, lifting the back knee, and then stepping back for downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Give that right hip some space. And then we take it over to the other side. So you're gonna lift your left leg high to sky, deep breath in. Exhale to bend the knee and open up the hip. Press the right heel deeper into your mat and take your option. Please be careful with this one, so if that one thing is not for you today, then just stay here. But if you want to try, lift the right heel off the mat, the rib will move forwards. Pivot onto your right toes, drop left foot, and then open up. Pressing the floor away with the right hand really actively. Deep inhale, and slowly bring left hand down. Pivot onto right foot, shoot left leg high. Inhale. Exhale for half pigeon. Bring the shin down. Find your alignment, find your pose. Walk the back foot out. You want to find that spot where you kind of feel like the leg open up. Squaring the hips, and then coming down. Deep belly breath in this one. Trying to soften into your glute with every exhale. And then slowly come back up onto your hands. This time, if you want, you can still step back into down dog and pedal it out one more time. And otherwise, you sit down onto the left hip, swing the legs forwards, and shake that out just in front of you. Flopping the feet a few times from side to side. Nice space into your hips. And then start to probably already wear something warm right now if you want to before we make our way down to our backs. And make sure you have your pillow within 2 hand reach. And then make your way onto the back whenever you're ready. Hugging your knees in towards your chest. And just make some circles. Softening. And massaging that lower back. And then drop your knees over to your left side, opening your arms, twist it out. And bring your gaze towards the right hand. And breathe deep through the belly. And every twist, we did a few today, and every twist is really working on the liver, detoxifying that. So deep breaths into that lower belly area will only engage that liver to work a bit harder there. And bring your knees back towards the center, and straight away drop them over to the other side. And bring your gaze over to your left. Every sigh, gravity pulling you down. Let it go. And then come back to center. Stretch your legs out. Come into your final relaxation, Shavasana. Maybe with a pillow underneath the knees or underneath the head. Make yourself comfortable. And allow yourself to just drift off into whatever feeling is going on right now. Out of your head, into your body. Our lives are one big puzzle. We don't know how many pieces we've got. There are people that fit in quite nicely, and people who try but do not. We're constantly adding more pieces, all the memories of things we've been through. We add laughter and tears and adventure, and the lessons we've learned to be true. Everyone has got their own puzzle. There will be ones where you do not fit. Don't you ever dare make your piece smaller, just so you can live there for a bit. If you keep cutting off all your edges, one day you won't recognize what you see, and you'll forget the person you once were, before the world told you who you should be. Make the most of each piece in your puzzle. It'll be a grand masterpiece when it's done. So you won't have to look back when it's over and realize you've left out the sun. And slowly starting to move your body any way that feels good. Arms overhead, maybe a good stretch. And then hug the knees into your chest and just roll over to your favorite side. And with your eyes closed, making your way up towards a seated position. Bring your hands into your heart space. And bowing your forehead down towards your fingers. Saying gratitude for coming onto the mat today. And coming back to your intention one more time. Feeling today whatever you need to feel. And keeping that piece of your puzzle as big as you want it to be. And the shape you want it to be. The love and the light in me honors the love and the light in you. Namaste.